was
mounted
like,
on the back of it. I know
yeah.
a
So she
putter.
came with a golf
And
club.
I don't know what
Say
that means.
again.
I said the putter is the little thin one, like
I
you
don't
play
know
putt.
if it's the driver or the big booty one, the big
Yeah, I
one,
know
not
you're
the
talking about
thin
with that big
one.
on the back.
Yeah, that one where they hit it far. I know you hit far with
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, I be watching the guys' videos on there, so I know they hit far with the little big one. So like she came back with that, right? So I was like, oh hell no. So then he was like, he packing up his stuff because we had lunch at the table and stuff like that. Mind you, I had like no weapons, like at all on me. I just got some Chinese food in a bag, and it was like one of them heavy bags of that. So then so then he's packing his stuff up, like leaving me with this golf club host. So he was like, by the way, she fight back if you try to hit her. She fight back, you try to hit her, and he like runs off. And I'm thinking like, this is gonna be like my other, my quote unquote, is gonna be my protector legally, and you're running off, leaving me with this person. So like, I just felt like my meanest like face I could with my Chinese food, and I was like, she could just gonna get hit with some noodles or something. If she tried to hit me, like she gonna get MSG in her face or something, you know. I was gonna use something, but like she ran off. So I like, thank God. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, so pissed. I was like, I can't believe this dude ran off and left me with this girl. And I called like one of my cousins. He was like, oh hell no. He's like, you need to do whatever you need to do to get away from that dude because there is no way on this world that some other bitch should come up and tell you anything some shit in the first place and vice versa if that was a situation. I was like, exactly. Because anytime it was like with his situation, with people coming at us, like I have like leg injuries. Like I'm bound to go like downhill at any given point with my legs. So I'm like sitting here battling shit with him on a regular basis, whether it be people trying to steal our shit when we trying to eat in the area that we at, because you bound to get your wallet, your backpack, your bike stolen, anything people could grab over in that area. Like they was taking it, you know? So anybody that was trying to jack us, like I was always there for him. So for him not to be like, hey, you're not about to hit my person and just ran off, I was like, there's no way I can be with this person. I felt like I can honestly say, like for me, I felt there was like for me, there's like no man outside of my family that will protect me ever, like ever again. So I kind of like had a thing where I just don't want like nobody getting too close to me or feeling like they're responsible for protecting me. So since like that day, I always carry like three weapons on me because like I'm not saying I'm gonna run into that girl. Like lucky for me, she didn't have like nothing on her that could like shoot anything or stab me with. That she was scared of just my bootleg like mean mug and me gripping my Chinese food tight, ready to hit her with it just in case, you know. But it was oh my god, like I
So
was like
after this
paranoid a long time.
after this incident, do you see him again, or is that kind of the last time you see him? How does the relationship officially end? Like, how does this whole thing end for you?
Well, af- okay, so well as a stipulation of his parole record, like sex anybody that had like a person or whoever's in their family that was a sex offender, they had to like report any significant other they deal with. So with him not reporting that golf to his parole officer, he got sent as a violation. So that's like a year in prison or whatever like that. So he spent a year in prison, like 2 years in prison and stuff like that. And I found out like he was on drugs too because he got voicemails to my phone that he missed like drug classes. So I didn't know he was on drugs as well. And
Does
stuff
he
like
work?
that. So like um huh?
Is he working during this time?
Yeah, he was working.
Okay.
He was working. He got a job. Cause like I don't know, like, I don't know, like everywhere, but like out here in California, they have like programs for like felons that like a list of places that would take felons
Okay.
as far as employment, no matter what their record is.
Okay.
So,
So
I mean,
back to
they have
how
resources. It's just about them utilizing it, huh?
now saying back to like how this ends for you, how you get out of it and you're finally rid of him.
Oh, he went to prison. He went to prison because he would just like pop up at my house all the time. Like, I was like, y'all is done. I was like, hey, bro, like the shit old, it's over. Like, you show me you're not protecting me. So I used to have like my homeboy from the other city where I used to catch the train to. You got to spend the night in my house for a while. Like, hey. For real, because this dude just popping up, and I was like, just here as like a male presence. You don't got to do nothing. Like your height alone will scare him off. So that's usually I use my friend as a deterrent every time for a while until like he didn't show up no more, and I got the call that he was like at the local jail about to get sent off to prison. And like I wouldn't even say I gave him like one chance to be like as far as like closure goes or whatever like that. I tried to give him like a chance to like tell the truth. I was like, I took you back. You were a cheater. I was like, I don't take no kind of cheaters back. Oh, this is the last time I'm doing this. Like so like So like maybe like a year and a half, maybe 2 years after he got out of prison, he like showed up at my door like trying to say like, oh, we can go to like relationship counseling together. And I was like, I don't even like know why you even feel safe like being here because like I want to put hands on you so bad. And it's, oh, you're threatening me. And I was like, no, I don't want to risk my freedom for you, but like, I don't want to be around you either. Like, it's done. I wasn't even thinking about you. How you gonna counsel something somebody don't even want? He's like, well, my parole officer said like this will show good on my record and this, and I was like, I don't care about you or your record. Like, don't darken my doorway no more. And
And
I
you said
haven't
this
seen him
was
ever
2 years
since. Like,
later.
huh,
You said this was two
yeah,
years later.
2 years
He
after.
showed back
Yes, 2 years later. I ain't even gave him like a second thought. Like he just like showed up one summer, just like, hey, I wanted to see did you need closure. That was his first words. And I just wanted to see did you need closure. I was like, closure? I wasn't even thinking about you. Why are you even here? Like, ugh, your clothes ain't even here. Like, I put that man on the corner after 30 days.
So did he
Okay?
go back
Why are
for
you
the
here?
original? Did he go back for violating his parole, or did he go back for another reason?
Both for violating his parole and he had like stolen credit cards. I guess the girl that he was messing around with, the homeless chick with the golf club, like they both had that in their possession. So they both went for the same thing. So he was like trying to give me like her jail information. He was like, in case you want to go up there. I'm like, what do I want to go up there on her before? She's dumb as hell. Like, me and her in the same boat, except I almost was about to get married to your goofy ass. Like, she got off scot free, to be honest. So I
Hmm.
don't really give a shit who she was.
Absolutely. So you're done. He shows up 2 years
So,
later. Has he tried to write you or call you or anything since then?
hell no. I think like the crazy thing is like whenever, because I still like shop and eat in my own neighborhood because like that's my hood. Like I go to the art gallery, I go eat my little Thai food, I go buy me some new clothes and stuff like that. But now it's like I like go in the quote unquote disguise over there. Like I'll wear some clothes I don't normally wear in that area. So I'll be like, yeah, he won't see me. And then like I have these big ass glasses now. So I was like, let me switch my glasses up so he won't recognize me. But like it was a couple times when I hopped off the subway and I thought I heard him like say my name because like as far as I know his ass like still in a tent on the street and stuff. And I was just like, man, you could have uh, uh how you could have I don't know what you could have done. You could have not done any crime, you know? You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Absolutely.
For real.
Well, I'm glad
So
you were able to close out that relationship and that portion of your life safely without any harm to you, or clearly he has no problem touching children. So I'm glad there's no children in your life that were affected by him and that you were able to see the signs and kind of start to distance yourself away from him for your own safety and safety of those around you.
yeah, like, and the crazy thing that like messes with me like a lot of the time, like that I only told like my cousin, like he told me because like I like suffered from a spider bite a long time ago, so I was like under a lot of painkillers that would just like knock me out, right? If I took him like especially in the daytime. So like he told me like one time he like sexually assaulted me while I was asleep, and I'm just like that's I was just like, that's kind of like what he's in, what he has a record for, which made me think everything that he did, what it says on there is true, no matter what he says, you know? So I'm just like, if he did some shit to me, and like, I still gotta like cope with thinking about that, whether because he used to lie to me a lot, so I don't really know how true it is or not, but I would have like no doubt that he probably did at some point, you know, unbeknownst
Yeah.
to me.
Well,
So I
prayer
kind
has
of like think about it like, huh?
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, what was you asking?
No, I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna say. I hope after this experience, especially with basically an admission of sexual assault, that you were able to get tested and just make sure your body and your health,
Yeah.
just your mental
Oh,
health,
yeah,
your
yeah.
physical.
Yeah, like he said it wasn't like intercourse type. So still though,
Yeah.
it's still like something that I like have a trigger with now because I just don't. It'd be weird to me now, like when people like mention they like world, and I'm just like not on me because I just like feel like creeped out about it if I can't like if I don't think
No.
about that person in that way, if I don't think about that person in that way, I'm like, I don't want you doing that to me, okay? So it's just like, um, the crazy thing is like with my own like personal doctors, I had to get like a mental like I won't say a mental evaluation, but I had to like have like kind of like mental exercises to make me not go to a place where I feel like if I'm intimate with the person that they're harming me in some kind of way. So
Absolutely.
I got tears all on my shirt, but yeah, so like I think about that and then I just be like, oh my God. So like because of him, I had like trust issues and like intimacy issues, like
And that's
still.
normal. I think that is. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a therapist, but I'm pretty sure that is very normal. That is a
Yeah.
traumatic experience, even from just learning that that is something that is in his behavior. That's traumatic in itself.
Yeah.
To know that someone you share your body with is accused of such a heinous crime to the point where they're charged with something
Yeah.
there's a whole law about. So I can only imagine. And then just the things on top of that, being confronted by someone with violence that he brought into your life because of his actions outside of you, just everything about it lends to the way you feel now, and it leads to your feelings of insecurity and not being safe in the presence of men. I think that's
Oh
normal, and I think you should don't shy away from that feeling, because sometimes that is an alarm going off in your body to protect yourself. And I pray that through
Oh
therapy
yeah.
and speaking with someone, you're able to work through that. And I think you brought up something within your interview that I have felt before and sometimes still kind of fight the feeling of, and that is of, more specifically as a woman of color, a black woman, us not feeling protected
Mhm.
by the men around us. And that
Yes.
includes when we're dating, because in that moment, he walked away when you were clearly in danger. And even in
Hmm.
protecting you with emotional protection, he didn't offer that to you. So I
Yes.
think that's something I know I've experienced it in relationships. I've experienced it with family not feeling safe. And I wish more, I only date black men, so I can only speak for. I wish more black men understood how important that feeling of safety and security is for us. And it's not about you fighting somebody, fist fighting somebody in the street or some act of violence. It's about you just standing in front of me and protecting me, using your words to protect me. That's
Yeah,
very
like using that base to scare somebody off. So it's like still to this day, like I think of like any other weapon besides a golf club, and if the girl had like had that will, if she had that will to hit me, she could have done that if she wasn't afraid of me. Yeah, I'm only a Chinese food as a weapon. I think her to leave me alone. You know, even though her weapon was like more formidable than mine. But now it's like me, I like walk around like a video game character. I carry like three weapons. I carry like something to stab somebody with, something to spray, and something to throw. And the thing to throw is just anything I can think of that's throwable. Like anything that I could throw real quick with bad aim included. Like that's what I think about when I go outside. Like not necessarily that I'm a seer, but just to be like prepared that some like bull is gonna happen because I'm just like so paranoid around like men in general now when I be like outside trying to like run my like regular errands. And it doesn't have to be like people that look like him. It's just like men in general. Like I love men. I'm straight this or whatever you want to call it. Whatever people are calling each other now, like I love men altogether, but now I just be like, are you about to do something inappropriate? Seriously, because I just really don't need that in my life right now. Just I'm just waiting for the ball to drop for a person to do something just weird and disgusting now.
I still say go with that feeling of protecting yourself, but also through therapy, of course, learn
Yeah.
the signs of healthy, relationships with men, both familiar and platonic and romantic.
Yeah.
Just learning those differences. That's something I had to work on myself in therapy. Just learning where there is safety, and I still mess up sometimes. I recently was in something where everything else felt safe and it wasn't like a violent thing. Just I pay attention a lot faster to the signs that I'm not
Uh-huh.
emotionally safe, because physically I'm small, but I can do enough to protect myself. But I care
Yeah.
more about the emotional and mental safety with the man. That's very important to me, because if you are talking to
Oh,
me disrespectfully or even in your tone, that is more troublesome for me, because I have a father who's very soft toned with me and very
yeah. Uh-huh.
gentle. So it's important to me for someone I'm going to be in a relationship with to kind of have those same attributes. So the minute there's a lot of like cursing and loud, that's troublesome for me. So I've had to learn, first
Same
of all,
here,
what I
like
consider yelling is not yelling to other people. So just tone,
uh-huh.
volume are things that are important to me when I'm dealing with someone that I'm in a romantic relationship with.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like he would do like a lot of things that I said like I didn't like. I was like I don't do like public arguing like that, yelling
Mhm.
down the street like whoop whoop this blah 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 this. I don't do that, and he would do that like all the time. Like he would get mad because I didn't want to hang out with him and his homeless buddies, and I'm just like I didn't. I was
Itself,
like,
that's a danger to you. I feel like as a
yeah,
man,
exactly. Like I spent the night like two times with him on the streets, and I was like, dude, like how can you do this? Like I want better for you, like. Why can't you spend a few months in a halfway house so you can get in an apartment that they're gonna like? I know somebody in the system that will put your application on the top of these other dudes. Nope. Oh, they got too many rules. They got a curfew. That's what you're supposed to have. If you did the crime, do whatever you're supposed to do, sir. Well,
Absolutely.
you wouldn't say that if you was like, sir, I don't have a criminal record. I don't hang around with people that commit crimes. I'm my own person. If I do any crimes, it's gonna be by myself. I'm gonna bring myself down, not everybody else. You know? Forget all
Absolutely.
of that. That's your problem, sir. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, where you're uppity because you don't want to hang out. But I was like, I don't want to hang out with meth heads and bums. Like, me and my grandparents, my grandmother, we used to volunteer at a church every fourth Saturday of the month when I was growing up. You think I had enough volunteering growing up, and I still like shoot somebody something if I see them on the street and I don't need that money that I'm gonna spend on weed or DoorDash. Take this,
Yeah,
okay? I don't need it, sir.
absolutely.
It's not like I'm not gonna hang out with a homeless person. I'll be on the bus and train with them all the time. I don't bother them, they don't bother me. So how am I uppity? If I'm uppity, I'll be taking like Lyft XL every time by myself in a luxury car away from everybody. But no, no,
And that wasn't
no.
him and how he felt about you. That was more of how he felt about himself in comparison to you. And that's another
I didn't think
method.
about that then. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
am
another
I uppity?
method of
I'm
trying
like,
to
am
knock
I
you
really?
down. Yeah, that's a method of tearing you down. So he feels like you're parallel with him because in his mind you're here. And again, that happens to a lot of women. I've been in a relationship with someone where it made me feel like, well, do I? Like, because I had someone say, your
Yeah, I'm
family's
like,
like
dang,
the
what's
Cosbys. And I'm like,
wrong?
so yeah, that's just another
Like, I,
tactic. I pray the part of you that allowed that happen to you is healing or has healed so that you're able to more quickly recognize those things as what they are, a tactic to make
yeah,
you feel bad about
and,
yourself.
hmm and he would make me feel like being like an upstanding person was like the wrong thing. Like, I read like a lot, like physical books, like back then before I like, on the phone now. So he's like, I don't like the choice of books you read. And I don't even, I read mostly crime dramas, mostly like
Oh, that's why he didn't like them.
biography.
He was scared you were gonna read about him. He didn't want you to read those crime books.
Girl, I was reading about pimps and gangsters and all of that stuff. Cause like in my head, I'm a thug. Like if I was like one of them people that like went the other way after my mom passed, like you know what, I could have been a gangster. I would have been a nice one. No, I don't want to kill nobody. I might just trip you. Give me your purse or I'll give you a sprained ankle, lady. Let's make it easy. Like that type of gangster.
Yeah.
But I was just reading. I don't like you read this book, or not read biographies too. Like I like reading like musician biographies, like how they grew up and stuff like they like. I was like, I don't read nothing. If I was reading like a sex offender, now he should have been concerned how to tell your significant other is a sex offender. Like that. I wish I had that book, but like I just noticed like little things like right stuff that I would do. He would have like an opposition to it. Like he's like, "Oh, you can go hang out with your friends and blah blah blah." And then this is I hang out with this, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to hang out with them bums like that." In my head. So I would hang out with my cousin. There used to be like a little happy hour spot by my house and stuff, and me and her would go to. So as soon as not even 5 minutes that I would leave, he would send me text like "F you and a pink part of your butt" and blah blah blah. Just this is my significant other sending me this after he said, "Oh, it's cool, you can go out. Oh, bring this back home." But he's sending me a text. "Oh, you don't care about me, but this," and I'm just like, "What is wrong with you?" So, but I ain't gonna be doing this often. I'm gonna be doing this often. So it would be like little, like it'd be like crazy stuff. It'd be like crazy stuff. Like I'm getting a headache just remembering like some of the stuff that I went through with him, like questionable about his sexuality too, like in text messages, and he said it was like somebody else's. So it's like a Somebody they do their thing, whatever like that. I'm about like you be open with me off the top, who you are as a person. Now don't let stuff come up later on, like a month or years later, like, hey, I'm really this person that I didn't even present to you in the first place. And then I'll be like, okay, I have to get myself tested ASAP because you're on some bull stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Which I did often with him. Like whenever I found something about him, I was calling my doctor like, "Hey, my significant other is unfaithful. I think they've been with this type of person, so I need to get checked like ASAP."
So just to close out, again, I'm so happy you were able to get out of that situation. Prayerfully, that
Mm.
I pray that you are able to have the same way you share with me, the courage to share with your therapist, because I'm not a therapist, so I can't walk you through it. But I'm grateful that
And me
you
and
were
her
able.
will get there.
But I'm so grateful
Thank
that you
you
are
for
sharing this
providing the safe
experience.
space.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I said thank you for providing a safe space.
Oh, absolutely. I'm grateful because you don't know who is in a situation similar now or has been through a situation or just able to even just help other women because no story
Hmm.
is that unique. There's always aspects of our stories that intertwine because human. And I'm just grateful that you
Oh,
open your story up to share with someone who may be in a similar situation or was in it and they needed this push to know that it is okay. You overcame, you came out of it. I pray he never visits you again. You did not deserve that, any of what
Lord.
happened to you. And I pray that you're able to
I just
overcome.
hope I say like if I could learn or share anything with anybody, like if somebody like hints to you that they have a criminal record, look every place that you can think of. Because like if I didn't have like family that cared enough to be like nosy and group text each other, I wouldn't have known nothing about him. Like I wouldn't even say I want to like fault them for like spreading it around to each other, but it's good that they know so that way they knew. But at the same time, I wish somebody would have like told me privately, like, hey, you know, this is going on. Like, did you know this? Because like back then, I didn't know like you could like look up stuff like that. Like it sounds like ignorant, but I don't automatically think people are gonna just flat out like lie like that, especially when it comes to like criminal activity that people can like actually go look up.
Because I think we inherently we want people to be like us. So if you
Yeah,
wouldn't do certain
exactly.
things, because I'm that type of person. I'm working on not being that much of that type of person, but I'm very guilty
Hmm.
of sometimes overlooking things or underlooking, like just not looking at all. Because
Hmm.
in my mind, you're like me. Like I wouldn't. There's certain
Yeah.
things I just would not do or say. So my mind can't fathom that someone could be so egregious in their behaviors and words. So I
Yeah.
just don't think that way about people. And I pray that I never get to a place where I continually think that way about people, where I start to think that there's more bad in people than good. I want a healthy
It's
balance
a
to where I
struggle.
recognize that everybody doesn't have good intentions. I just had a
Hmm.
situation with a young lady where I did not realize her intentions and what she was telling me were bad. And it cost
Uh-huh.
me a friendship with someone, well, relationship, whatever you want to call it. But it cost me
Yeah.
a relationship with someone because what she was saying, I'm like, well, she don't have a reason to lie on this person, like at all.
Yeah.
And I felt like because of what she was saying, I'm like, well, this does kind of line up with their life. And instead of me going to that person saying, hey, oh, girl saying, such and such about you, and I know y'all cool, is that true? That's what I should have done. But because I wanted to believe, because I know both
Hmm.
of these people, I want to believe that this person, we've never had an incident where you've lied to me before. And you also don't
Uh-huh.
know the friendship between me and this person, how you don't know if we hang out. Like you don't know the friendship. So in my mind, I'm like,
Yes.
well, she's just telling me this because I associate with this person, and maybe she thinks she's helping me. I don't like in my mind. I'm not thinking she's being malicious. Well, when I finally talked to the
Yes.
person about what happened, they got angry at me because they were like, "Why would you even
Oh,
listen to her?" And I get why they were angry, though I'm
so you're
apologetic.
helping me in a situation while you're talking about now, because I like think about certain situations and trying to be trustworthy towards men in general, and like now I've come to find out people will try to like use you to like try to benefit in some kind of way. And so
Mhm.
now it's like I gotta be careful about like posting any new friends I have now, because it's like people will be weird in private messages and try to like get to like another person through me. And I'm just like, oh, now I don't want to do Instagram or none of this stuff anymore, besides like trying to find out a show or something or laugh real quick, because it's like I'm getting like paranoia from that area now. Like people are have like weird intentions. So now it's a struggle with me trying to figure out like, are you talking to me because you want me to help you with something that I probably can't help you with, or are you genuinely trying to get to know me? That'd be like, and I usually think the latter. I'm the first one before I think the second one nowadays.
And people can be weird. Like I said, I didn't think that young lady had malicious intent. I think she really wanted information about the other person, but I wasn't giving
Hmm.
anything. So she was feeding me what she knew to try to see if I knew, or and a lot of stuff I did not know. But it's hard to go to another friend or just someone you care about, period, and say, "Hey, this person's saying this about you," because you don't want to believe that person is the way this person is telling you,
Yeah.
because it's like I like both of y'all. I don't want to believe this person is this way, but I also don't want to believe you're a liar. So it's
Hmm.
kind of a tough situation to be in, similar to yours. You don't want to believe the person you're intimate with is this person, but you also know these other people probably have your best intentions at heart. And then you want some semblance of happiness for yourself. And I think that happens with a lot of women.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm finally happy. Like, let me have this. But we got to
Yeah.
learn to let go, and that's the hardest part.
Exactly.
It seems so perfect and so good for you that once you find out there's this bad, and it could be a bad, but it's like, but I finally got everything else. It's just now this bad part of it. It's like, let me have this. So I
Yeah. Like,
totally understand.
oh yeah. It's a struggle. I'm getting there. I haven't even like got to any of that. Like with my therapist, she thinks it's like a matter of me going out and being sociable, and I'm like, lady, that's the problem right there. I don't like being sociable no more because of him. Like I'll be thinking like there's somebody gonna do something weird around me. Like it's like a chain reaction of crazy stuff after him. So I was just like, what is going on up there, Lord? Like seriously. Is there a
See,
breakthrough going on?
I don't mind being social, but because of past trauma, I don't like to date. So it's like once I
Oh.
start seeing somebody, I will just stay with them. Even if I've gotten to a point with someone where I knew I didn't want to be with them. Like, I'm not gonna marry you. I don't want to go out in public with you. Like,
Oh my God.
I just want you for when I need a male presence. I'm in that
Yeah.
place now, if I'm being transparent, to where I just want a male presence. I don't want to marry you. I just want, when I want someone to make me feel safe and make me feel I just need a mental simulation of a man intimately. That's it.
Yeah.
And I pray I find somebody that
Yeah.
changes that for me. But right now, until that moment comes, that's kind of where I am, where I want you when I want you. I pray there's
Oh
some man
yeah.
that changes that. I have faith that there is a man out there that will change that for me and give me that safety of, like, okay, this is good. But I just, it's hard to find when you think of how the last person kind of played around in the things they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
very hard.
like, oh yeah, like I'm going through like maybe like after him a stage of like a year where he was in prison where anybody that would come to me, I'd be like, get the F away from me, like at high. Like and they're like, damn, like that even like now, like if I see like how you know how most guys like they'll approach and sorry, they'll approach you like tears. So like if I see like two guys come in and one of them like look like they're about to say something, I would like leave like really fast. Like I'll sit on the porch and like smoke on little trees. And like I literally heard a dude like last week, like, damn, it's like that. And I was like, yeah, it's like that in my head.
I don't
Cause
think I'm
I'm like went inside the door, like I'll be like so like skittish, like off the
yeah,
top.
I'm not at that point. I what ends up happening with me is men will be interested in me and I immediately move to friendship. Like I don't my mind doesn't
See,
think
that's my
dating.
safe zone right there. I will friend
But
somebody
but
all day. Hey, friends, you know.
but I end up it'll be someone that could be like a great guy potentially. I might miss out because I immediately of course you want to get to know the person first, but when I want to date
Yeah.
somebody, I don't want to friend zone them. I want to put them in dating zone. Like I want to put you in the zone where I'm going to get to know you. Because if I friend zone you, I don't want to get to know you romantically anyway. I put you here because this is where I want you to stay. So I want to be more
Like
comfortable with
friends could turn into more than that. You don't have to permanent friend zone, you know?
see, I
Like me,
know
I'd be
because
like
no, see when I meet
friends
someone,
on a
see when I meet
probationary
someone, I
period,
know
you know?
now when I meet someone, I know if I want to date you or not. So if I know,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'll know like appearance.
Wait a minute, girl. Okay, what if it's a guy that's a friend and like you only see him as a friend? This is not for me. This is not for me. And you see, and you only see him as a friend, and he like, well, what's up, Andromeda? Can I take you like on a romantic date, not a little friend date, no brunch? Like you get dressed up, but then like you see him, you kind of see him after that day, like you know what, maybe
So
we need to like
I had a
blossom this
friend.
friendship. I need to like, what about that now?
So I had a friend like that where we were friends and then he asked me out. But the difference is when we before we became friends, I already thought he was attractive. So I didn't
Uh-huh.
close it off. I friend zoned him, but
Okay.
I knew immediately. I was like, oh, okay. But then as we
Yeah.
talked, he was so cool.
Okay.
He was such a cool guy that I was like, oh, we're gonna be friends because I wanted the friendship more than
Yeah.
I was interested in dating him. And we're still cool to this day.
Okay.
We tried to date, we tried it, and the friendship is just so much better and it's so much easier. We're way better
Yeah.
because when we tried to date, it ended bad, and it took us like a year to go back to being
Oh.
friends. Yeah, it ended bad, not like
Oh.
fighting or anything, but it took us a
Yeah.
year to go back to being friends. So I much more value our friendship. I
Oh
don't want anything
yeah.
else from him. He's an amazing friend, and I appreciate him for the friendship we have gotten back to. So I won't do it again. I just won't befriend anyone
Okay.
that I'm attracted to in a sexual manner, or just if I think you look good. I don't like not in that way because I ain't got no ugly male friends. I will say that my male friends. I got some single male friends,
Yeah.
ladies, who are good guys if you're interested. But in all seriousness, thank you again.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I pray that you go to therapy and
Thank
share it
you.
there so you can continue your healing process,
All
and that one
right.
day, for like with everyone, that one day those tears completely dry up when you tell your story because it
I
takes time,
hope
but I
so.
hope that comes for you.
They're more like angry tears, so I'll still be like, oh, just one frying pan hit, I would have been like satisfied because I kept thinking of it. With this frying pan, just whack one time, I'd be free. You know, that's so I think hopefully I can get through like I don't like to laugh at it because it was just like serious what he was charged for, but I just be like. I just what my dad had told me when he was asking me about like marriage before, and I was like, well, I was like, he was homeless, and he was like, why would you want to marry a homeless dude? I was like, he wasn't homeless at first. So I just trying to think of like lighthearted about it, like how my dad would, how my dad joked about it. Because if I think about it, I'll be like, oh, if I see him, I swear, if he talked to me in public, I want to hit him so bad, seriously,
No,
and just
that's
like
definitely
say he
understandable.
just, yeah,
So,
yeah. So I'm getting through it.
do you have anything else you like to share? Any social media? Any just anything in general before I close out this episode? Or
Oh no,
advice?
no, no, no. I'm very low key. I'm very low key. If you see me, just like say hi. Say, hey, I know I've seen you somewhere. You don't have to tag me or nothing like that. I'm
Oh,
just
I'm not
Angelica. For
tagging
people that
anybody.
know me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
tagging
I like I
anybody.
put it in the I put it in the name thing in case people want to follow me, but for me, I usually just leave it. If people want to follow, that's up to them. Like when if they see me as suggested, but I don't really ask. Usually, my page is for me to look at and for my family to look at, and to like post whatever my little friends got going on every now and then. Like most of the time, I'm just really low key,
Okay,
and that's me.
perfect.
But this is
Well,
like a pleasure. Like you're very fun. Like it was very nice talking to you. I
oh,
enjoyed
it was
myself
great
very much.
too. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage and I'll close out the episode again. Thank you so
Okay.
much for coming on and sharing your experience.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
for having me.
No problem. Okay, so that was Angelica again. I'm grateful for any woman that comes on my little platform with my little minimal experience to share their story with me. If any of you are in immediate danger and need of assistance, please call 911. Reach out to a trusted loved one, friend, or family member to get you to safety. Don't be afraid to pack up and leave if you need to do so. If you are in need of therapy, you can dial pound now 988 on your mobile device. That will not get you more than one session of therapy, but it will get you one session. And then from there, they can direct you to therapists in your local city, state, area where you live. So please utilize the resources I have in the ticker. If you have any questions, if I can help you to find a therapist in your area, I'm more than happy to reach out to me on Instagram, Nightmare on X Street. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode, Nightmare on X Street. And I'm your host, Andromeda Jones.